in this church that has become empty. It is a seat at the back, the very back, by the window, where a gentleman, dapperly dressed and always smiling, used to sit. It was always a pleasure to see Brother Donald walking up the hill, walk on that side, coming up, take his place in his hat, more often than not in a suit, other times in a bush jacket, but always immaculately attired and always smiling. His presence in this place will surely be missed. For of those who interacted with him, one of the things they would point out was how pleasant he was. Always smiling. And so we register our acknowledgement of his passing and the fact that his absence will create a void. I invite us to reflect for a few minutes on the reading from the Gospel according to John. What do you do? How do you respond when somebody who's near and dear to you departs? That was the context of John chapter 14. It begins earlier in chapter 13. Jesus is in the upper room. He knows that the time of his death is very near. His disciples are beside themselves with worry. He has been talking about how he's going to be crucified. He's talked about how the hour is near, the time is come. His disciples don't always understand this. In one instance, when he tells them the Son of Man must go to Jerusalem where he be crucified by the hands of cruel men, Peter says, no, may it not be so. So they can't fathom Jesus' death and his departure. So as he meets with them in the upper room, these are the words he says to them. Let not your heart be troubled. Don't allow yourself to be overtaken by worry and fear. Yes, I am leaving. And it is true that it is going to be sad. And you are perhaps going to feel downcast. But do not allow worry and fear to overwhelm you. That's right. Let not your hearts be troubled. And I think that is what the Lord would say to us today. That yes, Brother Donald, one whom we love, is gone. No more phone call to be had with him. No more visits to make to him. But in spite of that, let not your heart be troubled. Daughter, sister-in-law, relative, whatever the relation, let not your heart be troubled. In other words, don't give way and don't give in as if you are defeated. Don't approach this moment as if it is the end and that there's nothing after this. That Brother Donald gone and done and dead, and we soon gone and dead and done, and that is it. For it seems to me that would suggest a kind of hopelessness, a kind of nothing to look forward to beyond this. It would suggest to me, that death would have won. That death has the last word. And when death has spoken, nobody else can talk. If we allow our hearts to be overwhelmed by the loss of our brother, then death would have won. But the one who says, let not your heart be troubled, is the one who also said, I am the resurrection and the life. Believe that. And so, because the one who is speaking is the one who also says, I'm the resurrection and the life, he is able to say, believe in God. Believe also in me. If you believe in God, then believe also in me. The one who says that is the one who went to the grave and took the keys of death and hell and rose triumphantly. The one who later on they would see walking among them, Luke would tell us in that, who manifested himself by some infallible proofs, confirming that he's no longer dead, he's alive. In other words, the one who says that is the one who has power over death, and is the one who invites us to believe in him. And those who believe in him need not fear death. Says, listen, death is not the last thing. And death is not the worst thing. I'm going to leave you. But I am going to a place, and I'm going to participate in an experience that transcends death. And he describes that place to them. The place where I'm going, Jesus says. My Father's house. That place has many rooms.